CMB, we in the building. Swagged out.
Always strapped when they hit.
They're taking a pure electric signal and sculpting it into something of beauty.
Excuse me, I look hella rough right now. We're moving. I hate moving. This is probably the 12th plus move that I've been through, and that's not including going in and out of school, moving in and out of like my dorms or the military. So that's that. It's like so much to do, and I just do my room and I guess the things I have in the kitchen, but you like real life like forget that it's manual labor, and I'm exhausted. But let's get into this estrogen release. It's kind of old, but it's also a hot topic at the moment due to the shooting in Florida. If you don't know, there was a mass shooting. Kid that did the shooting, he was I think 18 years old, so pretty crazy. So there's a lot of talk about gun control. Whenever stuff like this happens, typically the main or the first thing to do is like, okay, how can we fix this? What's going on? What's the problem? Where's the solution? So I know me personally, I've been having a lot of conversations with like friends and family, just figuring out like what is everybody's thoughts on, you know, what the issue is and where can we find the solution. I'm totally for stricter gun laws. Like I personally, I enjoy shooting. Like I've shot a gun before. I've been to the gun range before. It's fun. I understand like it's adrenaline, yada yada yada. However, I wasn't raised around gun culture. Like my family never made it like a necessity to keep a gun in the house. Like it just never happened. It's just we weren't that type of family. So, you know, seeing people who have these huge collection of guns, I'm just like, I don't get it personally. But I understand like, hey, that's a different experience from my own, so I leave it at that. But I'm down for stricter gun laws. I totally support our right to bear arms. However, I don't think that when that amendment was created, it excuses or allows people to have militia type weapons in their house just, you know, willy-nilly. And of course there's a lot of regulations on how you should store your weapon and where you can carry it and like, you know, how many you can have. However, I know people who have collections of guns in their house, and to be honest, it's kind of creepy. Just saying. And like I said, I support the right to bear arms. However, I think that the accessibility of guns, like it's just too easy to get a gun. Last time I went to the range, like me and my friend, we signed the paper saying that you know, we wanted to shoot. And I don't know if, I think I'm quite sure he maybe did like a background scan real quick. But honestly, the process to sign up to do it, get the weapon, get the bullets, it literally took probably like 10-15 minutes, if that. We never operated that weapon before, so we had a guy that was with us and he knew how to do it. I don't know if this looks really trashy back here, but like I said, I'm moving, so charge it to my head, not my heart. Yeah, but we went into the range and it was like such an easy process, and we didn't know anything about that specific weapon. Like it was our first time operating it. So he was like, you know how to work it? Me and her looked at each other and we was like, and then the guy that we were with, he was like, I know how to operate it. And the man just said, okay, cool, here you go. And it was like, going into that situation, I was like, yo, if somebody goes crazy in here, we are all done. And it's kind of eerie. It's a very eerie feeling. Last Thursday, I believe, Trump, he basically addressed everything that was going on, and you know, started to state his plans to make it right. One thing he said was it's gun violence is due to the violence on scary movies and video games. That's a whole nother conversation, but I was just like, really? And then he said that he wants to train and arm teachers to be ready for these type of situations, and they'll have the weapon in the classroom, so if something pops off, they can get ready and do what they have to do. Now, the way my brain operates, the first thing that came to my mind was this.
I always strap when I hit
Class.
niggas give me dap, give me hug and send some pay.
Students.
Be mugging me, you know I'm mugging back.
Students.
Be mugging me, you know I'm mugging back. Yes, sir.
The second thing that came to my mind was my old teachers. Now, I was blessed to have pretty good teachers. Like, it was some here and there that didn't really mess with me like that. That's here or there. But for majority, I had pretty bomb teachers. However, they still had their bad days. And I'm not saying that they were capable of mass shootings, but being in that environment, when you're in an environment of disrespectful kids, you kind of, I wouldn't say you lose your sanity, but you really have to train yourself to deal with that and tolerate that disrespect. So I'm just thinking, like, if one of my teachers was strapped, who knows? Especially this one teacher, she used to turn off the lights. She'd probably be like, if y'all don't be quiet, I promise you. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be dramatic, exaggerated, or anything like that, because I'm honestly looking for solutions. But it's just like, come on. Like, y'all know y'all teachers, and y'all know some of the teachers that are kind of suspect. Would you feel safe having a gun in the classroom? Would you feel safe? I don't have any kids, but would you feel safe sending your child to a classroom that has guns in it? Well, I'm not even going to say guns. Gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, just one gun. The answer for me is no. I don't want my child to be in it. And I know if I knew that my teacher had a gun in the class, I would be like, let me stay on her good side, because who knows? Pop, pop, real quick. Anything can happen. I just think this idea is absolutely crazy. The moment I heard it, I was like, what? How is this a solution? This isn't a solution. It's a lazy way of trying to fix the problem. And at the end of the day, it's probably not going to fix the problem. Like, it's not the root of the problem. And I mean, just even hypothetically speaking, if something was to go down, by the time the teacher, if the person who was like planning the attack knows about the guns, they're going to go for the teachers first. So it's like, no, this doesn't make sense. This is crazy. That's dumb. No. Negative. No go. No. And for real, I don't even feel comfortable with being around a lot of guns, or guns in general, with someone who's qualified. I mean, the issues with police brutality, I mean, these are trained professionals, and accidents and incidents still happen. So really, you want to bring that into a classroom? That's not how you maintain a safe environment for kids. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? Like, a teacher, their main priority is to teach the child. Teach the child and create a relationship with the child so they can go off and be better, learn, and take what they need to take to the next place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, they're not, this is not that shouldn't be a part of the teacher's job. They already have enough on their plate. Like, these classrooms are already hectic enough. You want to add more to their plate by getting them trained to operate gun machinery? Like, are you crazy? I don't want to say are you crazy, because everybody's opinion is valid, but it's just like, it boggles my mind. Like, how is this a solution? Like, I know teachers, well, I would never want them to go through training. Like, they shouldn't have to think about this. Like, and then to blame gun violence on the video games and the movies. No, you're overlooking the issue, and the issue is the accessibility to guns. And the people that, who have guns, I know that everybody is not, crazy or like ready to, do mass shootings. Like, I know that. Like, I know people who look at guns and collecting guns as a sport, as a hobby. Like, I understand that. But it's just like, you guys, like, we have an issue on our hands. Like, these shootings are getting out of control. I understand, like, one of the other responsibilities of a teacher is to keep the children safe. But honestly, I don't think arming them is the right solution. It's not the best route. Like, it sounds so dumb to me. And even though, you know, I'm like making jokes throughout this video and things like that, but I'm just like, people, like, really, we need to have conversations about this, because if that's what we think is the solution, we really need to reevaluate our morals and our values. Seriously, it shouldn't be an easy process to buy or get a gun, especially these highly advanced weapons that can, you know, reach more people at a faster rate. I want to know what y'all think. Like I said, I've been having these conversations with pretty much everybody, but I want to know what y'all think, and I encourage you to have this conversation, because this affects you more than you know it. It affects all of us. And I mean, it's such a scary thought that you send your children to school, you send your children to a grocery store, you send your children to a party, and these type of things can happen. So I definitely encourage you guys to have this conversation with somebody and do your part, just to make your voice heard. So, but I'm gonna leave this video on that note. Please subscribe, like, and comment.
In that order, 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 in that.
And I'll see you on the next video.
They're taking a pure electric signal and sculpting it into something of beauty.